Looking at noon, progress in the making as cities rebuild from devastation. Coming up, the details on how Little Rock is restoring its beauty. Plus, potential opponents placing themselves in the public eye. The latest on the former and incumbent's busy schedule. And removing the wreckage as Baltimore continues to look into how a bridge ended up in the river. The newest information in minutes. You're watching THV 11 at noon. It's the end of yet another work week, and that itself is something to celebrate. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon. I'm Jurnee Taylor. Chief Meteorologist Tom Brennan joins us again. And yes. Tom, it's looking like it's going to be a nice one today, but we need good news ahead of this weekend for the Arkansas Derby and Easter. And the news is good currently. Now, it may not rain, but we'll have a few clouds from time to time. You can see that we do have some high-level cirrus clouds moving in from west to east across the region. Temperature, though, 71 in Little Rock. It's 68 in Clinton. A very nice start to the afternoon. Camden, El Dorado, and Texarkana all in the lower 70s, all the way up into the middle 70s by this afternoon. And here's the planner for your afternoon hours. We're going to try about 76. We might make it a little warmer here. And then for the rest of your Easter weekend forecast, temperatures close to 80. I'll have that coming up in just a few minutes. And also a look ahead. Tomorrow's Derby Day in Hot Springs. I'll have that forecast as well, Jurnee. All right, Tom, thank you. Well, if you're an Entergy customer, it looks like you'll be able to save a few dollars on your next bill. The utility company says they plan to lower bills next month. The reasoning behind the decrease, Entergy says, is because of their portfolio of low-cost power generation. Some customers could see up to $10 less on April's bill. More details on this can be found at THV11.com. Police are still finding answers surrounding the kidnapping and death of Amir Ellis. That investigation continuing with the arrest of a fourth suspect. 18-year-old Takai Shelby was arrested Thursday and is being charged with kidnapping. If you recall, just 2 months ago, Amir's body was found in a wooded area near Jesseville. Court documents revealed Ellis was last seen alive at Shelby's house before being taken away. The recent arrest adds to 3 suspects already in custody for the incident, those being Nathaniel Speed, Alexia Chambers, and a third person who was underage at the time of Ellis's death. Those 3 facing capital murder charges. Now, as for Shelby, she's being held on a $500,000 bond. This afternoon, a resignation in full effect for a circuit court judge in Malvern. Chris Williams will no longer serve in that role after having a seat on the bench for over 20 years. His stepping down comes after a 2-year investigation into reports of alleged misconduct. Grabbing national attention, discussion over a possible ceasefire could soon restart between government officials. The White House says talks over the war against Hamas are set to pick up with Israeli officials. That meeting initially being called off after Israel's prime minister canceled due to the U.S. casting a passing vote in the United Nations ceasefire resolution. 2 presidential hopefuls were out and about yesterday. President Biden at a splashy campaign fundraiser and Donald Trump assisting a mourning family. CBS's Caitlin Huey Burns has more on their agenda.
We got 3 presidents in the building tonight.
Inside Radio City Music Hall, a star-studded fundraiser for President Biden's re-election campaign.
My question to you, sir, can voters trust a presidential candidate who has not won a single Trump International Golf Club trophy?
I told him this before when he came into the Oval, before he got sworn in. I said, I'll give you 3 strokes if you carry your own bag.
The event, headlined by former presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton, brought in, according to the campaign, a record $26 million. Cash Biden will need as he trails former President Donald Trump in many general election polls. But as the presidents arrived, so too did protesters in opposition to the administration's handling of the war in Gaza, a major issue with a key voting bloc. Despite President Biden's low approval rating, his campaign has $71 million in the bank, compared to the Trump campaign's nearly $34 million. Trump's legal troubles have been draining resources. A super PAC supporting him has spent $8.5 million on legal fees so far this year, including $5.5 million just last month. Meanwhile, Trump was also in New York to attend the wake of fallen NYPD officer Jonathan Diller, who was fatally shot Monday during a traffic stop, a visit made to send a campaign message.
We have to stop it. We have to get back to law and order. We have to do a lot of things differently because this is not working. This is happening too often.
Trump plans a fundraiser of his own next week, just a couple of days after he's due to post the $175 million bond in a civil fraud case. He'll also be back in New York in just 2 weeks when his criminal trial is set to begin. Caitlin Huey-Burns, CBS News, New York.
And some campaign action happening back here in the natural state with retired Army Colonel Marcus Jones hoping to flush out some of the red as he prepares to face off against Representative French Hill in the 2nd Congressional District. Jones shared his first campaign chair during a press conference yesterday, also leaving a few words for his opponent.
Congressman French Hill is not taking his orders from the people in Arkansas. His campaign war chest is lined with dollars from corporations and corporate PACs.
Colonel Jones previously led artillery battalions in Iraq and Kuwait. This makes his first time, though, attempting a bid for office. Strength, resilience, and patience. Those 3 words defining communities across the state over the last year who continue to fight to get back on their feet after the March 31st tornado. Rock Creek Park among some of those places hit hardest on that day. If you drive down Chenal Parkway, you'll catch a glimpse of contractors firsthand. Little Rock Parks and Recreation Director Leland Couch says it could take some time to start seeing some progress.
We'll hire other people, other subcontractors, as well as our city staff will be here to clean up the trail, as well as there's many boardwalks and bridges on the trail that will need work on railings, rebuilding them.
That's why the park is still closed.
The director adds Reservoir Park is also on their radar to get back open to the public, but says it'll take some patience. Governor Sanders planning to take a look back as she's expected to visit 2 areas which found themselves in the midst of chaos. Today, the governor will visit Pulaski County Title on Cantrell Road, as well as the New Commandment Church of God in Christ Church in Jacksonville. We'll have details on those events tonight at 5. And with that 1-year milestone approaching, we take time to revisit that day forever etched into the lives across the state. It's a tragic event which took away homes and businesses, but in the same breath showed the true strength of Arkansans.
No matter what storm you face, no matter how damaging it looked, no matter how hopeless it looked, we can do it. Even if it's an individual or it's a community or it's a church, we can still come back.
We encourage you to join us this weekend for an in-depth look at the day that changed lives. March 31st, a tornado emergency airs Sunday morning at 10:30. It'll come on again Monday night during 6:30 Central. In the coming days, we'll witness a major event. When we return, a look at how the eclipse could have a costly impact for those in its path.
Well, it's a big weekend around Arkansas, Easter weekend, of course, and the Arkansas Derby down in Hot Springs. Right now, we're looking at a breezy Saturday. Temperatures in the middle to upper 70s. A great day for racing and a great weekend for those of you with outside interests. I'll have your forecast in just a few minutes.